It's 8 a.m. and the breakfast crowd is still making its way into Moody's on Route 1 in Waldoboro. In back, the legendary pies are being made. On the floor, the regulars are just getting warmed up.
What is it about Moody's?
Besides the food and the waitresses,
That's it, huh?
this is Maine. That's about as good as it gets.
As diners go, it is about as good as it gets anywhere. It started in 1927 when Percy and Bertha Moody opened 3 cabins on a Waldoboro hilltop. A lunch wagon was added, and when Route 1 was built below the hill, Percy wisely moved the lunch wagon down the hill next to the road.
And it is that original lunch wagon that's been built onto multiple times over the years.
Jen Turner is the 4th generation of Moody's here. Her daughter's the 5th, and that feeling of family here is real.
It's like a taste of home, really. We try to just keep things simple. Our waitresses are sarcastic and fun. It gives the whole atmosphere of just being at a family restaurant.
Thank you. Have a good day.
We know everybody, we know all the locals, and they just feel at home when they come in, like eating at home.
A home where the stuff that works, from timeless interior details to the comfort of the food itself, are allowed to stay unchanged.
It's been a labor of love for a lot of family members.
Not to mention a lot of, well, extended family. Away from Route 1 and back in the center of Waldoboro, we were intrigued by a couple of other local landmarks which happened to be side by side. Where's the Waldo, you wonder? Well, at 916 Main Street, Waldoboro, Maine, to be exact.
The Waldo Theater is a nonprofit performing arts venue in the heart of Mid-Coast Maine. We are interwoven deeply into this community.
Jeff Wiseman is executive director of the Waldo, which in 2026 is celebrating 90 years of connection to this community. It began life in 1936 as a movie theater built improbably at the height of the Great Depression by timber magnate Carroll T. Cooney.
He believed that a community under pressure deserved a place to gather, to experience something other than their daily concerns, and hopefully to be uplifted by gathering together.
Believe it or not, the Little Waldo Theater shared the same architect, Ben Schlanger, as the Kennedy Center, Lincoln Center, and the Sydney Opera House. And when first built, it was considered one of the best designed small theaters in the nation.
Yeah, state of the art. At the time, it was called Maine's Little Radio City because the sound and acoustics were famous.
Today, many of those design features remain, and remain mostly because of a volunteer community project in 2017 to revive and save the beloved theater.
The community showed up. They raised money, and they willed this place back to life.
Film here is still big, but so is a lot more, from theater productions to concerts, live shows, and an educational program.
We really wanted the community to tell us, did you want a movie theater? Do you want a community playhouse? Do you want concerts?
They want everything.
Yeah, we like to think of it as kind of the hub of the wheel of Waldoboro.
Next door to the Waldo, like a spoke from that hub, is another historic building also finding new life.
People thought I was crazy. Yeah. People were like, oh, why would people come to Waldoboro?
But Alexa Stark had been coming to Waldoboro since she was a kid. When she decided to move here, she jumped at the chance to buy the 1880 John Stahl house built by a successful local sea captain and turn it into an inn. Fortunately, not everyone thought she was crazy.
It took me from buying it to actually opening day 8 months, and I asked for a lot of help, and the community came. The people who were less skeptical and more like, well, yeah, let's do it, they showed up.
In 2026, the Waldoboro Inn is marking its 4th summer. The house and its 3 large guest rooms certainly influenced by Stark's other job as a successful fashion designer. An artistic vibe here predominates. The former carriage house in back, now a popular wine bar, hosting local artists and bands both. And if you know where to look, you can still spot clues that this was home to a shipbuilder.
What a lot of people did in town was they would buy lumber from the ship building place.
The shipyard.
The shipyard, thank you.
And the scaffolding
And
that would be around the hulls of ships they were building.
Exactly.
Right.
It's lived this like long history, and I'm now part of the story. It's just a special place. I felt like I needed to share it with other people.
And it's nice, there's lots of benefits of the Waldoboro Inn and the Waldo Theater being side by side.
Yeah, they work very closely together, offering theater discounts, pre and post show happenings at the wine bar. Now, the expectation is, though, if you stay at the inn, there is no excuse to be late for a show.